Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Olympic Legacy Park in Sheffield, where we're here to bring you uninterrupted commentary of the Betfred Championship Round 11 clash between Sheffield Eagles and Featherstone Rovers. A big clash for both sides, as Featherstone with a win today would move level on points with Sheffield in fourth spot. A loss and they'll start looking over their shoulders after a difficult run of results last time out, losing out in a high-scoring affair to Swinton at home, 42-40, of course. And Sheffield come into the game on the back of back-to-back defeats, most notably last time out, well beaten in the 1895 Cup final to Wakefield. Featherstone have the benefit of coming in after the week off and have made 7 changes to the side that narrowly lost out to Swinton last time up, with Connor Wynne, Josh Hardcastle, Nathan Massey, Brad Day, Jack Bussey, Harry Bowes and Jack Brown all dropping out of the side. But James Ford is able to recall Connor Barley on dual registration. Paul Turner comes back into the halves. Gadwin Springer recalled after a 5-game absence with injury. AJ Wallace, Lewis Johnson, who the latter of which makes his debut on loan from Castleford Tigers, with Charlie Harris and Leo Tennyson all coming into the side as well. So we'll run through the Featherstone team first of all. They line up like this. Caleb Akins is the fullback, a 3-quarter line of Gareth Gale, Connor Barley, Greg Miniken and Greg Eden. Paul Turner partners Danny Addy in the halves. Danny Addy the captain, of course. Up front for Featherstone, Gadwin Springer, Connor Jones, Wellington Albert into the starting side, with AJ Wallace and Lewis Johnson in the back row. Ben Nakubawai, playing just his second game for the club, starts at loose forward. On the bench, Charlie Harris, Zach Fishwick, Leo Tennyson and Brad England. Manoa Wakoki is the 18th man. Sheffield, they make 3 changes to the side that lost to Wakefield last time out, with Anthony Thackeray, Tyler Dickinson and Aaron Murphy all dropping out of the side. And into the side comes Ryan Miller, Alex Foster and Evan Hodgson. So Sheffield line up like this. Ben Jones-Bishop is the fullback, 3-quarter line of Ryan Miller, Chris Wellham, James Glover and Matty Dawson-Jones. Corey Aston partners Jack Hansen in the halves. Up front for the Eagles, Eddie Batty, Villa Halafihi, Mitch Clark, with Alex Foster, Jesse Senilifeo and Evan Hodgson rounding off the starting side. On the bench for the hosts, Connor Bauer, Joel Farrell, Titus Guaze and Kyle Wood. Aaron Murphy is the 18th man for this one. It's a glorious afternoon in South Yorkshire, and an impressive setup here at Olympic Legacy Park. In the main grandstand as we see, it's a lovely afternoon and a healthy crowd in here to see 2 of the stronger sides in the championship going at it, admittedly not in the best form they would have hoped for, coming into this clash, and makes it a really important affair, a really important encounter for both sides. Featherstone be desperate to get back into the winner's circle here. A couple of frustrating results in the last few weeks, but a week off, James Ford able to freshen his side up and make a raft of changes. He did say at the game after the Swinton defeat, these players needed to do a little bit of soul searching, and he's made changes off the back of it. A lot of them forced by injury, of course. They're good to see the likes of Gadwin Springer back in the side. Paul Turner, of course, missed the game 2 weeks ago. Some of the key figures there for Rovers. And interestingly, the head-to-head since 1984, this is the 62nd clash between the 2 sides. Featherstone holding a 35 win to Sheffield's 22, so having the better of that record over the years. And Featherstone actually come into this game with an extremely good run of form against Sheffield, winning the last 13 clashes. Haven't actually lost to the Eagles since 2016, so they'll be hoping, and all of the Featherstone fans that have travelled across South Yorkshire this afternoon will be hoping that they keep their streak alive. The stage is set. The 2 teams are just about ready to come out onto the field. It's Father's Day, of course, this afternoon, and an interesting gesture from Sheffield that we don't often see this. The 2 sides will be coming out with mascots that are all fathers, I believe, which is a nice touch. A great celebration for if you're a Sheffield and Featherstone fan alike. Look forward to seeing that. But the action on the field, going to be interesting to see once again Paul Turner, Danny Addy in the halves. Danny Addy doing an exceptional job in the continued absence of Thomas Lecans. Just very excels in every position that he plays in and doing a great job in the halves so far. As the 2 sides come out onto the field, led by Danny Addy and Evan Hodgson. And what a nice moment this is. For some of the older fans, it has to be said, that you usually see as mascots, getting their chance to walk out alongside some of their heroes, some of their favourite players. A real family occasion here at Olympic Legacy Park. And very shortly we'll be getting this game underway. Some backline changes, of course, for Featherstone. Greg Eden, who made his debut 2 weeks ago, now playing on the wing, as he would have thought 2 weeks ago. We're just about ready. The players just line up for the pre-match photos, and we're almost good to take their positions. And here we go. Players take their positions here to line up. Featherstone will be attacking from right to left as we see it in this first half. But it looks like Sheffield will have first use of the ball. And despite having tumultuous weather around in the last few days, and plenty of wet weather, far too much for people's liking in June, it's a glorious sunny day in Sheffield. Ideal conditions. Fast track, of course, as it always is on this artificial pitch. The teams are ready, we're ready. The man in the middle referee is Ryan Cox this afternoon. So here we go, Betfred Championship Round 11 clash, Sheffield Eagles versus Featherstone Rovers, live on FRTV. Can Featherstone get back in the winner's circle? As Danny Addy puts boot to ball, and it's a kick that bounces fortuitously there for Sheffield and eventually finds its way to Mitch Clark, and Jack Hansen, who couldn't quite get to that ball and got a nice bounce on this surface, is immediately bundled to the ground inside his own 10. That's Hodgson, finds the offload. It was Foster, in fact, who found the offload for Ben Jones-Bishop. Grabs another 5 metres after contact. Sheffield will be tackled on their 20 inside their own half. Foster now second carry back in the side. The Sheffield side, of course, teaming with ex-Super League experience right throughout the 17, and Foster getting involved early. They come forward through Batty. Of course, spells with Wakefield and the London Broncos at the top level. Now finds himself in Sheffield colours. The kick comes from Aston, kicking early, just puts it down in between Akins and Eden. Eden cuts it off about 5 metres short of his own line and runs back with a little bit of gusto, and he's brought to ground by Miller on his own 20. So Sheffield get through their first set without any issues. As Akins now, first carry off the ruck, up and over that 30-metre line, brought down by Hansen. Miniken now takes the carry, goes down a blade of grass short of the 40, plays it, untidy play of the ball, but Gale comes forward now, as he often does. Big, robust carry through the middle, taking middle forwards with him up and over the halfway line. That's what he brings to Featherstone. Springer, big carry straight through the middle of the ruck. Had sat out the last 5 weeks with injury, and a big carry right off the start. Addy's going to kick from 40 out here, an attacking kick coming. It's high in the air here, and it's taken well in the end in that corner by Dawson Jones, but he's immediately wrapped up by Connor Barley, one of the few players on dual registration this afternoon. As Sheffield look to clear their line, going nowhere as Barley comes into the tackle with help from Albert. Sheffield still pinned inside their 20. Short side player here for Senny Lefeo. Once a favourite in Super League in Castleford colours, he'll play it 30 metres out. Centre field it comes for Aston. The ball comes out the back to Hansen. Hansen to Jones-Bishop. There's a little bit of space out wide here as Wellham beat the first tackle, but is wrapped up in the end with help on the inside from Wallace and Addy. Sheffield just short of their own 40 here. As Clark skips away from Albert, looking to find some space. He's eventually bundled to ground by Turner on the 40. That'll be the last one. Sheffield are going to kick inside the 40 here. Aston just puts it straight down the middle, taken on the full this time by Eden, who's got a little bit of room to wind up now, and that was a decent defensive set for Featherstone. As Gale comes forward, leaves a man on the ground. That was Aston, who felt the brunt of that carry from Gale. Such an imposing figure on the wing. The 3 minutes gone here in Sheffield. It's Sheffield Eagles 0, Featherstone Rovers 0. As Barley beats the first man. It was Batty flying up out of the line. Just did enough to knock him off his stride. Short side player there for Turner. Into the arms of Wallace. In fact, it's Lewis Johnson getting his first touch on debut, beg your pardon. Ball comes back through the middle of the field. Addy drops off Nakubawai now. Playing just his second game for Featherstone. Stands in the three-man tackle, eventually put on his back by Batty. And Clark, 20 metres out, centre field. An untidy pass, knocked backwards by Addy, who manages to smuggle the ball out to Aikens, manufactures a kick into the air. This is going to be a tester for Jones Bishop, who's immediately wrapped up by Wallace, helped out by Minikin. So Featherstone manufacturing a handy end of set there after initial poor pass as Miller looks to skip around the outside here. He's one-on-one with Eden. That's a good low tackle, but he bounces to his feet, finds the offload for Hansen, who gives it on to Ben Jones Bishop. Jones Bishop, the door closes on him by AJ Wallace. Featherstone just a little bit loose defensively on that play as Batty, route one through the middle. Met a good strong challenge there by Springer. Over the top was Nakubawai. Jones in there to help out as well. Sheffield on their own 40, middle of the tackle count. They come forward again. Untidy pass from Hodgson, that eventually scooped up by Seni Lefeu. Sheffield just losing their way a little bit on that play. Clark now gets them going forward. Robust run, but met a strong challenge there by Connor Jones. Still a fourth tackle. They're going to kick again early. This time Ashton kicks it along the deck on the far side. It takes a couple of bounces, rolls into touch 20 metres out, and we'll just stop to take a breath there. First breaking play for almost 5 minutes here as the score remains Sheffield Eagles 0, Featherstone Rovers 0. And this will just be a simple play the ball in the centre of the field as Danny Addy getting some running repairs in the arms of the trainer at the moment. Just seems to be moving a little bit gingerly. We'll just keep an eye on that one in back play. The physio says he's okay to carry on. The thumb is in the air and Featherstone take over possession here. Barley goes down in the tackle 25 metres from his own line. Johnson met a strong challenge there by Glover, helped out over the top was Seni Lefeu. Not many metres forward for the back rower. Jones scampers out of dummy half, picks up Springer. Springer just knocked off his feet there in the tackle from Hodgson. Plays it on the 40. Albert. Shaped to the offload, he skipped through the tackle there. Albert does find an offload now for Jones, who's into the backfield. He doesn't have much support and he has to take the tackle. But Featherstone looking good on that play. 20 metres out, they've got options left and right. They spin it left. Addy, first receiver, out the back to Aikens. Aikens skips off his left foot. Coming back through the middle of the field, looking for options. Aikens, might go himself. Aikens finds the offload. It's knocked backwards, still into the arms of Nakubawai. It's a 6 again, and Nakubawai is going to go close to scoring. He's held up just over the line, and desperate defence needed in the end from Sheffield. Great enterprising play from Connor Jones. How often do we see it just pulling Sheffield's markers apart, finding the space for Albert, who burst into the backfield. And the original pass was knocked down, but Nakubawai found himself in possession as they start their set again here. Gadwin Springer will play it 1 metre out just to the right hand side of the uprights. They come back through the centre of the field. Addy, short ball there for Wallace, who hit it at pace. Making a good challenge by Foster, but he's taking defenders with him. And in fact, I think they're going to try and put him in the in goal here and buy themselves 10 metres. They have. AJ Wallace held up there. 4 red jerseys in attendance. And there's no way that the big back row is going to get that ball down. He just retreats the 10. Featherstone still have tackles in the bag. What have they got here? Addy finds Albert. Straight through the middle, finds a neat offload there for Jones. Jones is going to go himself. He's going to be hard to stop, Connor Jones. In fact, he's going to go down just short of the line. Sheffield scramble defence excellent on that play. Plays it on the try line. Ball comes out to Addy. Addy finds Nakubawai. Comes back against the grain, looking for some space. He's ridden to the ground there in a strong tackle from Wellham. That'll be the last one. Featherstone are 5 metres out, tight to this left touchline. The pass comes back in field. Addy chips it into no man's land, but it's an easy one really for Seni Lefeu. The Featherstone chasers not on the same page there, and Featherstone just getting their play wrong on the last play there. But fronting up in defence here, Sheffield have had 2 tackles, still well inside their own 10 as Batty takes the 3rd carry. That's a better one for the hosts. Plays it on the 10. Slow play of the ball. As Hodgson comes forward. Upended there in the tackle of Nakubawai. Springer helping out. Alafihi gives it to Clark. Clark rides the tackle, gets up and goes again, and he has to go back and play the ball. There's a Featherstone man down here in back play. I think it's Wellington Albert the man who's been left behind on that play. And there's a lot of Sheffield fans there claiming that there was a high tackle gone in there from Featherstone. Not given, so once this game resumes, it will just be a play of the ball for Sheffield. Who've done well, it has to be said, to get up to the 30-metre mark. Still well inside their own 10 metres after just 3 plays. Featherstone really fronting up defensively after a disappointing end of set. But you'd say the visitors just having the better of the field position and territory so far in the opening 9 minutes of this one. Albert's okay to carry on. Clark will play the ball on his 30. The kick comes from Hansen, a deep kick. Low trajectory, taken on the full again by Eden, who's got about 20 metres of room to wind up here and really chew up some yards for Featherstone, and they'll start their set on their own 40-metre line. Fantastic play, fantastic defence from Featherstone, earning them this field position as Gale comes forward. He'll play the ball just a metre short of the halfway line. Barlett, strong tackle over the top from Aston, and Glover just riding him to the ground there. He'll play the ball on the halfway line. Johnson. Glover doubling up on the defensive efforts there, brings him to ground about 10 metres into Sheffield territory. Couple of tackles remaining. Addy. Albert. Finds the offload again to Jones. Jones just straightens up this time, pinches another 5 metres. That'll be the last one for Featherstone. They'll have to kick from about 30 metres out here. Addy with the kicking duties again. High, hoisted kick to the corner. In fact, it hasn't got a lot of depth on it, that one, and it's battered back by Barley and eventually picked up by Ben Jones-Bishop, and that will be ruled a knock-on against Featherstone. And Sheffield will take over possession here 10 metres out from their own line as Miller takes the carry. Plays it 20 metres out. Sheffield come forward again here. Dawson-Jones the man to play it. Centre field it comes to Aston. Hodgson again. He's met the challenge there, but that one creeping high from Gadwin Springer. The first penalty of the game goes against Featherstone. I don't think they can have too many arguments with that one, really. Just a little bit of a lazy grab there from Gadwin Springer, and the first time that Sheffield will really have any opportunity to clear their lines here. And the tap restart will be on the halfway line. The referee just wanting Sheffield to go back, have the controlled restart. Halafihi eventually taps it, gives it to Clark for the second time, who takes the collision. 3-man Featherstone tackle. Plays it. Batty. Hodgson. Strong challenge there from Jones over the top to halt his progress. Sheffield with their best attacking opportunity of the game as Batty straightens things up. Good tackle down low by Nakubawai. Over the top was Aikens defending in the line. Sheffield are 20 metres out. Halafihi straightens things up. Mitch Clark nearly knocked off his feet by Springer. 2 ex-Castleford teammates, of course. He finds the offload out the back. Hodgson eventually picks it up. Drops off Seni Lefeo. Seni Lefeo finds the half gap here. Almost got his arm free. Bundled to the ground. A metre short. Spun back in field. Aston out to Hansen. Hansen dabs the kick into the in-goal area looking for Wellham. Wellham picks it up and Wellham will dot down and score. And probably a little bit too simple for Featherstone's liking there. The kick came through from Hansen. Just took it to the line. Featherstone had done a good job defending up until that point. But then the kick came through from Jack Hansen. Just put it on the boot. Chris Wellham was the quickest to react. It sat up for him just inside the in-goal area, and Wellham was able to get to the ball. Placed it down before the dead ball line. And with just over 12 minutes on the clock here at Olympic Legacy Park, Sheffield have the first score of the game. They lead Featherstone by 4-0. And Featherstone will be disappointed with that one. The first real opportunity that Sheffield have had in the game. Featherstone playing the territory extremely well, but unable to come up with points, giving away the penalty through Springer gave Sheffield the impetus, their first bit of ball really in Featherstone's half, and the first examination of the Featherstone line comes with points for Sheffield. Credit to Sheffield, the kick from Hansen was a good one. He noticed that Caleb Aikens was defending in the line. He brought the defence right up, kicked it in behind. He was well weighted, and Chris Wellham, as he's done at Super League and now Championship level, showcasing his try-scoring prowess, scores on the right side for Sheffield's first try of the game. Corey Aston is the man with the kicking duties. Not the easiest one. About 10 metres in from the right touchline, 20 metres out. Steadies himself. And he guides the ball between the posts. And with 14 minutes gone here in Sheffield, it's the Eagles that lead Featherstone by 6 points to 0. Featherstone will be looking to respond quickly from that setback. As the ball, again, an untidy one, eventually taken on the try line by Halafihi, who wasn't really interested in taking that contact, just takes the tackle 10 metres away from his line. Batty now, who's been in everything for Sheffield so far, trying to bullock his way up towards that 20-metre line, is eventually brought to ground by Jones and Barley. Clark took it in front of him, just losing the impetus on that run. He's wrapped up well there by Springer and Nakabawai. Sheffield 25 metres away from their own line. Hansen out the back to Aston. They've created the extra number. Wellham almost got through the tackle of Eden. He's going again here, Wellham, but Eden doing enough to bring him to ground, but not before Wellham had made the best part of 30 metres. Sheffield on halfway now through Hodgson. Finds the pass out to Aston. Aston gives it quickly to Senny Lefeo. Tries to bump away from Barley. Barley sticks to his guns. Hauls him to ground. 30 metres out. This will be the last one. Strong set after points from Sheffield, it has to be said. Aston puts it high. Didn't get a great deal of depth on this one. It takes one bounce and goes over the touchline on that far side. Gasgale not interested in trying to take that one on the full. And Featherstone will get possession back here, 20 metres away from their own line. But Mark Aston will be happy with the way his side have absorbed the early pressure and got on the score sheet first. James Ford will be looking for a response from his side as they come forward again here, looking to clear their own line through Miniken. Come forward again through Gale. Play 2 specialist, plays it on the 40. Big run from Albert through the middle. Featherstone not struggling to go forward here. The big forwards really making themselves known early in this game. Turner picks up Johnson. Johnson gets his nose through the line and he's brought down. The tackle of Hodgson and Batty. 20 metres away, 30 metres away from the line. Aikens finds the ball out to Miniken. Miniken's got space. If he can check back on the inside, he's got support. Miniken one-on-one. He's going to score. Is he here? Greg Miniken, he's got to the line, but he's managed to be held up there. Miraculous. Sheffield defence have prevented him from scoring. Eden, dummies one way, gives it right. This is the kick coming from Addy on the last. It's knocked down there by the Sheffield man into the arms of James Glover, and he's knocked it on. And there's a few Sheffield players claiming that that was the wrong decision from the referee. The referee ruling a Sheffield man had got a touch to that kick. It just went through the Featherstone hands. Don't think anybody from Featherstone got a touch to it. But if there hadn't have been an indiscretion there from Glover, he was aware there was nobody in front of him, and it will be a scrum feed to Featherstone. So Featherstone get another opportunity here.
What's that? 10 seconds.
Scrum 10 metres out. Scrum is won, fed by Addy. Comes out to Barley. Barley looked to get his arm free. A real battle developing on that right side between James Glover and Connor Barley. Johnson, Gale, beg your pardon, just straightens things up. He'll play the ball a metre short of the line. 10 metres to the right-hand side of the post. Flat pass here for Nakabawa. Can he crash over? The Sheffield defence is rock solid once again. Featherstone looking to get on the score sheet here for the first time. Currently trailing by 6 points to nil. Turner, flat pass for Wellington Albert. It's going to be hard to stop Albert. Can he get the ball to the line? He can't. Sheffield once again getting a man under the ball. He's brought down half a metre short, just to the left-hand side of the post. Jones, pass there for Springer. Springer is brought down. Strong tackle from Sheffield once again underneath. Halafihi, primary tackler there. This will be the last one. Addy out the back for Aikins. Aikins dabs it into the in-goal area here. Ben Jones-Bishop not taking any chances, just bats it over the dead ball line, and that's the next best result for Featherstone. They receive a goal line drop out here and applying more pressure to the Sheffield line. A number of times there, Featherstone players have got their bodies into the in-goal but just can't get the ball to ground. Sheffield doing a great job at getting numbers under the ball. How long can they sustain this? Featherstone just need to be patient here, still very early in the game. 19 minutes gone. Just need to make Sheffield do some tackling in what is fairly hot conditions as the ball goes way over the top of Gale's head, eventually taken by Turner, who passed it back to Gale. So Turner doing well to salvage possession for his side as Gale is bundled backwards to Sheffield's 40 on the first tackle. Addy gives it to Springer. Springer with a little bit of a stutter and steps through the line there, and he'll be taken 35 metres away from the line. Jones out to Aikins. Aikins double pumps, slips the net. Caleb Aikins, he's got a man in the inside. It's Connor Jones. Connor Jones is going to reach the line and score! And that's Featherstone's first points of the game, and the architect, as we often see, was Caleb Aikins. He got the ball out the back, there wasn't much on, but he just dropped the shoulder, got through the half gap, and as he always is, Connor Jones backing up on the inside. He took a defender over the line with him. He gets Featherstone's first try, and Featherstone strike back to go within 2 points. It's Sheffield Eagles 6, Featherstone Rovers 4, with a kick to come. Connor Jones grabbing his 15th try of the season, extending his lead as the club's top try scorer, having a real season to remember for 4 pointers so far in 2024, and it's players like that is the reason why he's where he is. Such a valuable player for Featherstone, just always backing up just in case, and he was there to take the pass from Aikins, the half break. Scores a wonderful try for Featherstone, and just like that, with the kick to come from Addy, the game could be level here. Scored it about 15 metres to the left-hand side of the post, so not the easiest one for Danny Addy. He's been improving. His kicking's not been bad so far this season. Again, at the start of the year, probably wouldn't have seen himself playing the majority of games so far in the halves or doing the majority of the kicking, but as we've always said, you can't name a more versatile player than Danny Addy. As the ball just comes off the tee, the ironic cheers around the ground from the Sheffield fans. The wind just picking up a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so. Currently at the back of Featherstone, I believe. So Addy just gets the ball back on the tee. He's taking it back about 20 metres. Sheffield fans in full voice trying to put him off here. He steps up to take the kick, and he guides the ball between the posts. We have a level game here after 22 minutes at Olympic Legacy Park. It's Sheffield Eagles 6, Featherstone Rovers 6.
Which way, Corey? Left, tap on. Mitch! Stay on, mate, behind his kick. I'll let you make sure to stay behind his kick. Oh, yeah.
Connor Jones, the man, getting the try for Featherstone. We're back on an even keel here as Gale takes the kick off and just runs it with some gusto straight back into the Sheffield line and takes defenders with him a good 3 or 4 metres. Great run from Gaz Gale, and Featherstone start their set 30 metres from their own line. Albert, who took a knock earlier in the piece, has been very good so far in the middle, although he's put on his back there by a 3-man Sheffield tackle. Jones finds Nakabawa, almost went without it. keeps hold and he'll take it to the 40. Middle of the tackle count for Rovers. Addy's going to kick early here. Just puts the ball through the air, but it's taken on the full there by Jones Bishop. And Jones Bishop is met in a strong tackle there from Turner. In there to help out was Barley, really putting himself about defensively, the young centre. And Sheffield bring the ball away from their own line here. Dawson Jones, one of a number of Sheffield players, of course, with ex-Super League experience. As Titus Guaze off the bench gets his first carry, plays it on the 14. He wins a penalty for his side, so having an immediate impact. Ben Nakabawai not happy with that decision, but the opening 2 penalties of the game, there haven't been many obviously, but the opening 2 both going to Sheffield. And as a few minutes, about 5 or 6 minutes ago, we saw Sheffield needed the penalty to get upfield and ultimately made Featherstone pay. Featherstone will be looking to respond defensively here as Guaze is met in a great tackle there by Jones under the ball. Nakabawai to help out. Featherstone making their first change of the game. Zach Fishwick is on for Wellington Albert. It's Guaze now out the back to Hansen. Hansen to Jones Bishop in off from the centres was Miniken, and he had to come in. Made a good defensive read there to close that one down. Sheffield 20 metres out. Still tackles in the bag for the Eagles. Batty straightens things up. Springer comes in as the third man to put him to ground, but Batty's still on his feet. Plays it 10 metres out now. Halafihi skips out a dummy half, taken by his opposite number Jones for minimal gain. That'll be the last one. 5 metres out, 10 metres to the left of the post. They come short side. Senny Lefeo going sideways. Glover tries to put it on the boot. He ricochets off a couple of men. Dawson Jones eventually gets it down, but a knock-on in the build-up, and that will be a turnover, and Featherstone will get the ball back. So good defence on show from the visitors there. That'll please James Ford, who are able to defend their error in the form of a penalty this time. 25 minutes gone here according to the clock at Olympic Legacy Park. It remains Sheffield Eagles 6, Featherstone Rovers 6. You're listening live on FRTV. Just one win separates these two sides. Sheffield winning 7 of their opening games. Featherstone with the 6 wins so far this season. As Featherstone get their first penalty of the game, Titus Guaze a little bit too long on the deck there. And Featherstone will have the opportunity to clear their line now. And Addy will punch the ball down to the right-hand side. On that far touchline. And they take the tap restart. Lewis Johnson, the man, takes that first carry. Been busy so far in his first appearance for Featherstone. On loan, of course, from the Castleford Tigers. Plays it gingerly. Turner takes it in the middle of the field, just hands it on to Fishwick now. Fishwick with his first carry. Been fairly regular in the Featherstone lineup on dual registration this season. Addy, first receiver. Short ball there for Springer. Springer busts through the line there, but he's taken to ground in the end by Guaze. 20 metres out now, Featherstone looking for their second try of the game. Aikens out the back. Aikens delays the pass for Miniken. Miniken one-on-one with Wellham. Wellham puts him towards the touchline. He did very, very well to stay in field there, Greg Miniken. 5 metres out from the line. The ball comes back in the field, in the middle of the field. Aikens finds Fishwick. Fishwick put to ground there by Halafihi. And Hodgson, this will be the last one. Short side play. Aikens again, short ball for Wallace. Wallace is going to be hard to stop, but Sheffield get men around the ball again. And that will be the turnover in this far corner. But in terms of places to turn over possession, Featherstone will be pretty happy to give the ball back to Sheffield here. Just parked right in this corner and challenge them to come up the right end of the field. Miller now. Strong Featherstone defence on show there. He'll play the ball 5 metres out. Guaze rides that first challenge. Eventually put to ground by Fishwick, 15 metres out. 2 tackles gone for the Eagles. Dawson Jones skips across field looking to find some space. Not finding many metres forward. As he's put to ground by Johnson, Barley and Gale. Sheffield still inside their own 20 here. Middle of the tackle count. Batty skips away from one, offloads. Ball out to Guaze again. Guaze bumps away from one. Bit of a pinball-like action in the middle of the field and almost burst through the line there, eventually put to ground by Springer on the 30. Sheffield, no, they're not going to kick. They're going to go wide here, looking for space. Jones Bishop finds Wellham, who gives it to Miller, and Miller's put his foot on the touchline there. And Sheffield just running out of room. You can see what they were trying to do. They hadn't made many metres forward there and trying to go round Featherstone. They almost managed to, but Ryan Miller correctly ruled by the touch judge to have put the boot on the touchline. And that will be a turnover for Featherstone. In fact, the referee stopping the game here. Not entirely sure what for. Don't know whether he's got a call for something in back play here. We'll wait to see what the referee's decision is here. It could be a penalty against Featherstone, actually. In fact, it is going to be a penalty. The referee not happy with something that they've seen in back play from Featherstone. It's Zach Fishwick, I think, the man who's been penalised. Must have been a shot off the ball we didn't originally see, and the referee didn't see it actually either. He must have got a call from the touch judge, but what would have been a Featherstone possession on halfway is now Sheffield possession just inside the Featherstone half off the kick to touch. As Kyle Wood, who's just come onto the field for the host, taps it and gives it to Guaze out the back for Hansen. Hansen has to straighten things up himself and is taken by Nakabawai, and Tennyson, who's on the field now for Featherstone. Aston gives it to Senny Lefeo. Senny Lefeo brought down in a good tackle there by Turner. 20 metres from the line now, Sheffield. Aston. Short ball there for Hodgson onto Guaze. Guaze almost into the backfield, but Wallace got just enough of him to bring him to ground. Wood gives it to Batty. Batty knocks sideways. That's a great tackle from Leo Tennyson. Just knocked the big front rower off his feet. 5 metres out. Wood gives it short side to Aston. Aston to Glover. Glover will score. A simple try which puts Sheffield back in front here at Olympic Legacy Park. They loaded the left-hand side. The ball came out to Aston, who just dug into the line. A short ball to James Glover. Went through the line untouched to score the Eagles' second try. After just under half an hour here in Sheffield. Sheffield Eagles 10, Featherstone Rovers 6.
Personal sponsors Michelle and David Walker.
And it's a vital sort of 60 seconds there in the context of this game. Featherstone thought they'd got a turnover on halfway, but a penalty given against, I believe it's Zach Fishwick in back play, gave Sheffield the field position again. Field position that they haven't had to work hard enough for, if you're James Ford, I imagine. And this time they were good enough to take advantage, just had the numbers on the left-hand side. And Corey Aston supplying the final pass there for James Glover, who went through a little bit too easily for Featherstone's liking. As James Ford looks to his bench, Brad England will be injected into the game here to replace Nakabawai on this restart. He's just waiting on the halfway line. But Corey Aston will have the conversion attempt, this time from the left-hand side of the posts. Taking his time with this one. Again, wind swirling around the ground a little bit here. Maybe not the easiest afternoon for goal kickers.
Seven, thank you.
As Aston readies himself.
And time back on.
Sun in his eyes.
Yes!
And he guides the ball between the posts once again. 2 from 2 from the Sheffield halfback. Takes the scoreline now to Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. And we're inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. And Featherstone again will be looking to get a reaction here after conceding more points. Only 6 points adrift, of course.
Replaced by number 34, Leo Tennyson. And off number 32, Ben Nakaboe, replaced by number 7.
The referee stops the clock here. Addy struggling to get the ball on the tee again here.
Okay, Danny, on you.
He's ready now. He takes the kick off, a low trajectory one this time, bouncing up favourably for Ben Jones-Bishop. And he's wrapped up 25 metres away from his line on the first tackle. Wood Gives it on to Hodgson. Hodgson out to Aston. Aston to Senny Lefeo. Senny Lefeo brought to ground by Barley. And Turner in there to lend support. There's an untidy pass there, taken really well by Evan Hodgson, who almost knocked it on. But just had to take the tackle just to salvage possession. He'll play it 40 out. Guaze gives the ball out to Hansen. Hansen to Jones Bishop. Good read again in off his centre position from Miniken, but Jones Bishop finds the offload for Wellham. Wellham put to ground there by Addy. Plays it quickly for Wood. Gives it to Guaze. Guaze out to Aston. Aston finds the pass to Senny Lefeo. Senny Lefeo finds the offload for Glover. Glover checks his run back inside. Bumps off a couple of defenders. Still going James Glover. And he'll bring the ball right up to the 10-metre line. Featherstone really backtracking defensively in this set. Last tackle for the Eagles. They spin it all the way back to this right edge. Hansen in behind the line once again then, but that's going to have too much on it this time. It goes over the dead ball line. A really poor end to set for Sheffield by their own admission after a dominant set in which they made best part of 90 metres upfield. It'll be a 7-tackle set for Featherstone. Started off by Gaz Gale up to that 30-metre line. 5.5 remaining in this first half. Sheffield 12, Featherstone 6. Miniken now plays it. Aikens just picks up 10 metres. He's knocked backwards there by Guaze, and a high tackle coming in the end there actually. Caleb Aikens just bouncing away from defenders. The high shot coming in from Sheffield. And Featherstone will go on the attack here with the kick to touch. Danny Addy puts the ball out of play. About 30 metres out. Miniken taps it. Gives it on to AJ Wallace. Wallace will play it 20 metres out. Full set of tackles here for Featherstone. What have they got in the bag after going behind? Addy fires the ball out for England. England's first touch off the bench. Bounces away from one, takes on Guaze. Bumps away from him as well, goes down on his back, 5 metres short of the line, bang in front of the posts. And he's knocked the ball on at the play of the ball here. Brad England, not the first touch he would have wanted. It was a really strong carry in which he made the best part of 15 metres through the middle of the field and then just not getting up correctly to play the ball according to the referee. And a real let-off there for Sheffield and frustration for Featherstone Rovers. Sheffield restart the play. Wellham, who opened the scoring for this game, plays it 10 metres out. Wood for Farrell now, who's onto the field. A little bit of late footwork, almost left Tennyson behind. Tennyson did enough to bring him to ground. Wood skips out a dummy half. And he's brought down by Tennyson, making back-to-back efforts. In fact, it was Fishwick, the man to bring him down. Guaze comes forward. Just keeps hold of the ball this time. Plays it just short of the 40. Middle of the tackle count for Sheffield. The short side play on the left. Senny Lefeo finds the offloading. In fact, Sheffield have put the ball down there. Just overplaying a little bit as Turner comes forward. Gives it to Fishwick. Fishwick route one. Straight up the middle. And he'll be taken 25 metres out. So Featherstone given an opportunity late in this half to level proceedings as England just stumbled into that tackle. His head rocked back. They come down the short side again, Aikens. Aikens keeps hold of it, spins in the tackle. And he's eventually wrapped up. Put to ground by Foster. In fact, he stays on his feet, but a slow play of the ball. 10 metres out. Jones scampers right, left. Eventually goes right to Addy. Drops off England. England almost taking defenders with him. Door closed on him by Farrell and Guaze. He'll play it 5 metres short, just to the left-hand side of the post. Back through the centre. They come to the right. Addy out to Turner. Turner leaves the ball behind under pressure from James Glover. And Featherstone unable to capitalise on the possession given to them by Sheffield again. Great defence on the edge from James Glover. Just flew up out of the line there. Took the tackle, and Turner, putting enough pressure on Turner to put him off, went without the ball. And the pressure valve released on Sheffield's line once again. Score remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. We approach the final few minutes of this first half here at Olympic Legacy Park. So Sheffield have the scrum win here. With a slow restart to play here as players taking some drinks on board as Wellham, upended, put to ground by Minikin. Plays it for Wood. Wood onto Miller. Miller into the teeth of Wallace. Helped out by Minikin again there. Sheffield inside their own 20 still. They come forward now, put over the 30, and another penalty coming against Featherstone. Zach Fishwick penalised again, this time for creeping up high, and Featherstone just getting on the wrong side of the referee here. Can't afford to keep giving Sheffield free outs out of their own end of the field. Done a great job so far at keeping Sheffield pinned in their own ground, in their own end, other than a number of different penalties. And Danny Addy this time getting a talking to by the referee. But there'll be no further action as Hansen finds touch on this near touchline side, and Sheffield will start their set 40 metres away from the Featherstone line now. Farrell out the back to Hansen. Hansen gives it to Aston. Aston to Jones Bishop. Along the deck it goes to Glover. Quick hands to Dawson Jones. Dawson Jones standing in traffic. Pinches another 5 or 6 metres. So Sheffield going from right to left there, and will play the ball 20 metres out. Tackles in the bank for Sheffield. Jones gives it to Bauer now. Bauer plays it for Wood. Wood to Batty. Batty out to Aston. Aston, untidy pass out the back for Jones Bishop, and he's met, and there's a good challenge there in off the wing by Gaz Gale. 20 metres out now. They come forward again through Guaze. Got the arm free, couldn't get the ball away though. Good tackle over the top from Tennyson. 10 metres out. Through the middle they come. The ball battered onto Wellham. Wellham double pumps, gives it to Miller. Miller checks his run, comes back in field. What a tackle that was by Danny Addy, and it had to be. It was a try saver from the Featherstone captain. Last one for Sheffield. On the it comes along the deck. Hansen finds a kick into the in-goal area again. Here it's going to beat everybody over the dead ball line again. Just a little bit too much on it from the Featherstone halfback. The Sheffield halfback, that is, and Featherstone's line survives again. Good goal line defence on show when it needed to be for Featherstone, but I imagine one of James Ford's messages at half-time will be to stop giving Sheffield so many opportunities, putting themselves under unnecessary pressure. We've got about 3.5 minutes to go to the break here. Featherstone trailing by 12 points to 6. And Barley plays it. Gale now comes forward again. Tireless effort again from the big winger. Up and over the 40. Jones at acting half. On to England. England playing very much as a middle forward. Burst through almost into the backfield there. Brought down by his shirt by Senny Lefeo, 40 metres out. Come to the right. Turner just dinks the ball over the top. It's going to hold up in the in-goal area here. Jones Bishop's got to get on his bike, and he's not going to get away from the attention of Connor Jones. Great heads-up play from two of the spine players from Featherstone, and they manufacture another set of 6 here. And they've still got time. Just got just under 3 minutes, I make it, until the break. Need to finish this half strong here. Get through their set and really put some pressure on Sheffield here.
Yeah, I'll tell you in 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Sheffield taking every second they can on the shot clock to get this dropout away. An awkward one taken on the halfway line by Akins and given on to Tennyson, and Tennyson was met by Farrell. A big swinging arm from Farrell there. It was perfectly legal, looked more spectacular than it was. Tennyson just went straight through that play, but made another 5 or 6 metres. It's just taken the wind out of his sails a little bit there as Fishwick tackled on play 2, 20 metres out. Options left and right, they come right. Addy hands it on to England. England skips away from 1, 2, still going Brad England, finds the offload for Jones. Flat pass for Fishwick against the grain. He goes down and it's a penalty given against Sheffield. What's that penalty for? Offside from Sheffield inside the 10. Featherstone have got a decision to make here. Probably about 2 minutes to go to the break. Maybe just a little bit less. Trailing by 6. They're going to run it and play it themselves. Almost a false start there as Tennyson going to the line. He's got the ball to the line there, has he? It's just a blade of grass short. Reaching behind his head. I'm not sure how he didn't knock that ball on. The pass comes out to Addy to England. England beats one tackle. He's trying to wrestle his way to the line there. Brad England, and he can't get the ball down once again. Short side play for Wallace. Wallace is into the in-goal area. But again, he can't get the ball down. There's red jerseys all around him. And that's been a feature of Sheffield's defence so far in this game. A number of times Featherstone have got players into the in-goal area but just haven't been able to get to ground. As Wallace retreats 10 metres, plays it now. Addy in the middle of the field, gives it to Aikens. Aikens dummies, just digs into the line. Trying to get his arm free, goes down into the attention of Batty. He will play it to the right-hand side of the post. Addy, first receiver again, Fishwick at pace. He's put on his back a metre short. This will be the last one, and probably Featherstone's last opportunity in this half. Jones, Addy, out the back to Aikens. Aikens, can he get the ball free? Caleb Aikens, the ball knocked down. He knocked into the arms of Eden, and it's knocked on. You'd imagine the first knock-on would be against Sheffield here. And he's given Sheffield the ball there. I'm not sure about that decision. It doesn't matter in the end. As the siren sounds for half-time here at Olympic Legacy Park, and it's just what we expected, an end-to-end clash between two quality sides here in the Betfred Championship. Chris Wellham opened the scoring after just 12 minutes, collecting the kick from Hansen to score for Connor Jones, grabbed his 15th try of the season to get Featherstone on the board. About 10 minutes before half-time, James Glover scoring the try, which was converted by Corey Aston, that gives Sheffield a slender 6-point advantage here at half-time. Featherstone have created plenty of chances, but probably not got their execution quite right. And in fairness, in my assessment anyway, the only time that Sheffield have been able to get up the field is on the back of penalties conceded by Featherstone. Featherstone lacking discipline at crucial times in this game, but still well in this contest. We'll take a short break here at Olympic Legacy Park. We'll be back for all the second half action in just a few minutes. At half time here in Sheffield, it's Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. Hello and welcome back to Olympic Legacy Park here in Sheffield, where we're here to bring you the second half action of the clash, round 11 championship clash between Sheffield Eagles and Featherstone Rovers. Sheffield currently leading by 12 points to 6. Scores from around the championship at the half time. Dewsbury trail York by 18 points to 0. Swinton lead Batley by 16 points to 10. Whitehaven currently leading Bradford Bulls by 12 points to 6. And Widnes currently holding a slender 6 point to 4 advantage over Wakefield Trinity. But right here we focus our attention on Featherstone Rovers, who had good spells in the first half, and just a one score the difference. 12 points to 6 at half time in favour of Sheffield. Both teams are back out on the field here for the second half. Featherstone will be attacking from left to right as we see it in this second 40, and they will have first use of the ball as Corey Aston puts boot to ball, gets the game back underway. Kick-off taken by Aikens and handed on to Leo Tennyson. Tennyson finds the offload there for Aikens, who picks up another 15 metres. Quick play the ball for Eden. Eden finds the offload for Aikens. Aikens now plays it slowly. Wallace comes forward and up to the halfway line. So they come forward again now for Fishwick. Fishwick into the line, takes a couple of defenders with him, plays it 40 metres away from the Sheffield line. Tennyson digs into that line once again, and he'll play it 30 metres away from the Sheffield line on the first set of 6. Turner dinks the ball along the deck, taken on the full by Jones Bishop, but the penalty going against Sheffield for a late shot on Paul Turner. Joel Farrell shakes his head, but I don't think there could be any complaints. There's been a big crackdown obviously this year. Both sides of the world are protecting the kicker, and Turner just putting the kick through was immediately barreled to the ground, and the penalty comes, and an opportunity straight off the bat here in the opening couple of minutes of this second half for Featherstone to go on the attack. Turner taps and gives it on to Tennyson. Tennyson just bullocks his way towards the line here. He goes down half a metre short, bang in front of the post. Options left and right. Which way will they come, Featherstone? They're going to go left. Addy out the back to Aikins. Aikins digs into the line to Wallace. Wallace is put on his back, and a great tackle by Chris Wellham. Another try saver from the Sheffield centre. Ball spun back in field. Aikins down to Addy. Addy drops off Fishwick. Fishwick upended in the tackle of Joel Farrell. Looking to atone for that penalty he gave away. Addy, first receiver, back in field for England. England brought to ground. Half a metre short. They come to the short side on the right. Addy dummies himself going to the line. Danny Addy. He's wrapped up in the tackle of Eddie Batty. That'll be the last one. Spun back, centre field again. Turner dinks the ball. It takes a ricochet. It's picked up by the Sheffield man, by Chris Wellham, and Wellham does well and makes a good 5 or 6 metres after picking the ball up there. So not the end of set that Featherstone would have wanted, but credit has to be given to Sheffield's goal line defence there as Miller looks to clear his line. 2 minutes gone here in the second half. No change to the score. Sheffield 12, Featherstone 6. As Dawson Jones comes forward again. He's put to ground as Bauer comes forward. Strong tackle over the top there from Jones. Plays it on the 40. Wood. Just a Batty. Batty out to Aston. Space again out wide here for Jones Bishop. Gives the ball to Dawson Jones. Turner with a great ball and all tackle puts him on the ground, but a penalty given against Featherstone here for a tackle off the ball. It's Ben Jones Bishop who's been left on the ground. Not sure who the Featherstone man was, but Ben Jones Bishop receiving some attention here. And the Sheffield fans around us calling for more than a penalty here, but Danny Addy's called out for a word with the referee once again. There's not going to be any further action taken by the looks of it here, but it will be a penalty to Sheffield. Jones Bishop eventually back on his feet here. The wind knocked out of him by the looks of things. He's okay to carry on. Still waiting for the referee to get the game back underway. Does blow the penalty now. So Aston will find touch on this near side. Sheffield now with the opportunity 20 metres out. Big defensive set coming up for Featherstone here, trailing by the 6 points. It's Farrell, gives it on to Aston. Aston to Guaze. Guaze careers past Jones, but Jones comes again with help from Tennyson to bring him down 10 metres out. Batty out to Aston. Aston out. It's along the deck, tipped up by Glover. Glover put to ground by Barley, but finds the offload for Hansen, who gives it to Dawson Jones. Around the back pass, and it's knocked on by James Glover. And that play just went from bad to worse for Sheffield, in all fairness. They're trying to keep the ball alive. Not really sure why they were overplaying so much on that play. And eventually the ball spilt by James Glover. And both sides trading opportunities at the right end of the field, and neither side able to come up with points so far. So the score remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. Featherstone will have the scrum feed 10 metres away from their own line centre field. Scrummage won. Eden now with the carry. It's just his second game, of course, in Rovers colours. Plays it 20 metres out. Miniken fends into the line and still going, Greg Miniken. That's a great run upfield by the centre. Plays it 35 out. Tennyson was off his right foot. Goes again. Leo Tennyson still going, and he's lost the ball in the tackle there, but the penalty goes against Sheffield. The referee ruling it had some help. As Addy wastes no time in punching the ball out on that far touchline side, and Featherstone will start their set 30 metres away from the Sheffield line. It's a real end-to-end game so far in the second half as the referee calls play back for a control restart. Number of times that's happened in this game. Players just want to get on with the game as the tap now into the arms of AJ Wallace, who comes forward. He's brought down, 15 out. Akins skips into the line. Akins dummies and goes himself. He's going to be hard to stop here. Caleb Akins can get to the line. Ben Jones Bishop somehow stopping his momentum and spinning him back behind the line. Another try saver. Lost count of how many efforts Sheffield have made to prevent Featherstone from getting the ball down in the in-goal area. Danger not averted for them though as Featherstone come again. England takes the pass from Addy backing into the line. He goes down and he's lost the ball, Brad England. And that's the second mistake in good ball from the Featherstone forward. He just shakes his head. There's another real let-off for James Ford's men. Real frustrating scenes here for the Featherstone coach. Just not able to sustain any real pressure here at the moment. That's 2 opportunities they've had so far in this half. And not able to ice either of them. Sheffield now, scrum feed. 15 out. Ball comes to Hansen. Hansen finds the pass for Wellham. Wellham, great tackle over the top from Minikin. Just put him on his back. No way forward for the Sheffield man. Hansen hands it on to Guaze. Guaze, good low tackle from Connor Jones. Knocks him off his feet. 2 tackles gone. Sheffield still inside their 20. Farrell straightens things up. Put to ground. 30 out. Plays it for Wood. Wood's going to kick early here. Got a big piece of it, looking for a 40-20. It's going to kick on here, but Akins does well to track back and get the ball. Skips away from one. And he's going to be put to ground eventually. 20 metres out. Barley. Come forward, put on the ground there. In an uncompromising tackle from Farrell. Gale. Bumps away from Batty. Almost like having another forward there. Gareth Gale, the power he has through the middle of the ruck, plays the ball for Johnson. Johnson goes without the ball. He loses the ball there. So Featherstone coming up with their second error in possession here in the second half. And they turn over possession cheaply once again, this time in the Featherstone half, sorry. And Sheffield will have the scrum feed 40 metres out with a real opportunity to attack the Featherstone line. Still no change to the score here as we approach the 9-minute mark in the second half. It remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 6. You're listening live on FRTV. And Featherstone looking to win this game and go level on points with Sheffield. Would take them level 4th. With Sheffield looking to kick 4 points clear of Featherstone in the championship table. As Gareth Gale was just receiving some attention in back play, he's okay to carry on. Scrum feed now eventually taken by Sheffield. The ball is out. Given to Hansen. Hansen looping ball over the top to Miller and it beats everybody into touch. And that was a really poor play from Sheffield. Sheffield certainly overplaying in the last couple of sets. Featherstone being let off with some poor execution. And that pass from Hansen was, I don't know who he was trying to find there, but the execution was awful. It just rolled straight into touch, and Featherstone get the ball back without having the defender play. England now need to keep hold of the ball. Goes down 5 short of halfway on just the first tackle. Addy. Flat pass there for Tennyson. Tennyson, as he does, bumps into the line, makes another 5 or 6 metres. Addy to Turner. Turner, short pass there for Johnson. Johnson into the line, put to ground by Seni Lefeo. 30 metres out. Barley gives it to Addy, gives it on to England now. Back through the middle, Brad England. Short side play for Turner. Turner comes off his left foot. Going again, Paul Turner, trying to skip away from defenders, skips away from another. Can he straighten things up now? Turner still going, dancing in traffic, finds the pass for Barley onto Gale. Gale, one-on-one with his man. Gareth Gale scored in the corner! And Paul Turner manufacturing a try from absolutely nothing for Gareth Gale. He just took the ball himself, he stood it, he stepped, he jinked and he weaved through a number of different defenders, eventually providing some space for Barley, who did very well to smuggle a quick ball out to Gale. Gale was one-on-one with his winger Dawson Jones and he got the ball down before the cover came across. And Featherstone, after an untidy start to the second half, they have the first points. It's currently Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 10. Gareth Gale, the try scorer. That's Gale's 11th try of the 2024 season. And a really good time to get it in the context of this game. You felt that Featherstone had to be first to score in this second half. And they have been. And it came against the run of play, really. And as I mentioned, manufactured out of nothing by Paul Turner. We know the qualities he possesses, one of the many reasons that Featherstone brought him to the club earlier this year. Back after missing the game a fortnight ago against Swinton and just creating something out of nothing, it really has to be said. He got the ball, he went one way, he went the other way, came back to the right edge again, eventually smuggled the ball out, he attracted enough defenders to create the space on the right edge, and Gareth Gale just squeezing the ball down inside the touchline as Addy pulls the kick to the left-hand side of the post, so the score remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 10, but Featherstone getting the crucial first score in this second half, and we have a 2-point contest here at Olympic Legacy Park. Still plenty of time on the clock, and make only about 11 minutes of the second half gone here. Gareth Gale's 77th try in 92 games in Featherstone colours, quite the strike rate, and getting reward early in this second half for his hard work at the other end of the field. Game on as the kick is taken by Barley, who did very well there. Don't know whether it's the size of the pitch or the dimensions of the pitch, but all of the kickoffs have been unorthodox in terms of where they've ended up, and Barley did very well to take that on the fly on the touchline as Gale, most recent try scorer, plays it 30 out. Springer back on the field now, backing his way up another couple of metres up to the 40. Jones, short side play for Turner. Turner drops off Johnson. Johnson standing in the tackle. Jerseys all around him, but he plays the ball a metre inside Sheffield's half. As Springer comes again, drops off England. England pinballing away from defenders. Has to go down. He's taken to ground there, 30 metres away from the line. Addy's going to kick on the last. Puts it high into the air here. A tester for Miller. It's gone backwards off Eden's hands and eventually into the path of a Sheffield man, but I think the referee may have given a knock on against Featherstone here. And that's just going to be a turnover. Eden's certainly the only man to get to the ball, but I wonder if there was an argument to say he was facing his own line there, but the referee ruling that he knocked the ball on, and Connor Bauer will play the ball for Sheffield. Miller coming across field. He'll play it 15 out. Wood gives it on to Guaze. Guaze, not many yards in the offering for him as he's put down by Wallace and Jones. Batty. Batty standing in the tackle. Refuses to go down and will play it on his own 40. Wood to Guaze now. Guaze has options out the back, keeps hold of it himself. Titus Guaze. Brought to ground a metre short of halfway. Couple of tackles still to come for Sheffield. As Hodgson comes forward again, back on the field now for the home side. He'll play it 40 metres away from the Featherstone line. This is the last one. Aston. Untidy kick, takes the bounce, taken by Gale, and Gale just shows a bit of composure, takes the kick, gets to ground. No chance of him being taken into touch as Barley comes forward. Minican Milliken plays it, 30 out. Eden. For Addy, just taking a carry this time, Danny Addy. Nakabawai. Route 1, straight through the middle. Featherstone will play it on halfway. This will be the last one. Addy doing the kicking on the left edge. Puts the kick along the ground. It's out on the full. He just got checked as he was kicking that ball. Under pressure from Bauer, I think it was. And just ball went sailing out on that far touchline side. And after a reasonable set after points, a fairly cheap turnover given by Featherstone. Sheffield will take over possession on halfway. Score remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 10. The only points to the second half coming to that unconverted try to Gareth Gale a few moments ago. Aston, short ball there for Farrell. Farrell's great tackle there by Paul Turner. Put him to ground as Wood scampers out dummy half, gives it to Hodgson, on to Batty. Batty plays it 30 metres out now. They come short side on the left. Aston out to Jones Bishop. Jones Bishop into the line, finds Glover. And Gale comes down off his wing to wrap him up. And it's a good job he did because Glover had the momentum. He plays it. Aston, middle of the field. The kick ricochets off a man. It's picked up by the Featherstone player. That was a fantastic take from Nakabawai. How did he pick up that ball off his bootlaces without knocking it on? Fabulous bit of skill from the Featherstone loose forward. And Featherstone working their way back upfield now. So real tight, tense affair here at Olympic Legacy Park. Just 2 points the difference. Featherstone looking for that breakthrough score to take the lead. Gale plays it. Eden got more and more involved as the game's gone on. Plays it 5 short of halfway. Nakabawai. It's Wellington Albert back on the field. Nakabawai plays it. The kick comes again from Addy on halfway. Another one high into the sky here, looking to put Miller under pressure. Miller takes it well this time. And immediately put to ground by Miniken. Wellham. A real battle of attrition developing in the middle of the field here. It's just a case of which side is going to blink first, a penalty or an error. But at the moment, the last 5 minutes or so, it's been real set-for-set stuff. Dawson Jones plays it. Guaze taking it forward again. Really difficult to put to ground, Titus Guaze, and he's lost the ball in the tackle there. And he's knocked the ball on, Titus Guaze. You see, just holding his arm out of the tackle there, opening himself up for a loose carry there. A Featherstone man came in, third man, just knocked the ball free, and the referee rightly calling a knock-on there against Sheffield. Featherstone with another opportunity here on halfway. About 17 minutes of the second half gone. Sheffield 12, Featherstone 10. All to play for here in South Yorkshire. Scrum feed on halfway for Featherstone. Scrum is won. Addy digs into the line. Gives it to Miniken. Interestingly, I haven't seen Charlie Harris yet, the youngster on the bench for Featherstone. Be interesting to see whether James Ford brings him on and what role he might play. As they come forward again here, Rovers. Nakabawai plays it. 30 out. Akins, who's been dangerous, bumps away from Wood, fires the pass back in field. Albert now straightens things up off the pass from Addy. 20 metres out now. Jones finds Addy. Addy into the line, short pass for Springer. Springer looked for the offload but kept hold of it himself. Plays it 10 metres out just to the right hand side of the uprights. They come down the right edge. Addy fires the pass out for Barley. Barley finds the pass over the top for Gale, and it's knocked down by the Sheffield man. And eventually picked up by Sheffield, but I think it's been given as a knock-on against Sheffield here. Managed to get the arm to the kick. And it will be the scrum feed 10 metres out for Featherstone. So the pressure remains on the Sheffield line. A golden opportunity here for Featherstone to get themselves in front for the first time in this game as we approach the final quarter here at Olympic Legacy Park. What have Featherstone got in this attacking set? They're loaded up to the left edge. Ball comes out to Addy, who just drops the ball. First play. And you couldn't have thought of a worse way to turn the ball over there. The pass. I mean, it wasn't the best pass, but he should have probably taken that one, Danny Addy, by his own admission. Poor execution again from Featherstone, and another huge let-off on the Sheffield line. They had a full set of 6 there. And in the end, they just turn it over, and Sheffield now will have the scrum feed from pretty much the same spot. Scrum is won. Glover careers into the Featherstone line here. Stands in the tackle of Johnson. And Turner. Short side play for Farrell. Farrell is knocked to ground there, and he loses the ball in the tackle of Gadwin Springer. What a defensive play that is from the big Frenchman. He flew out of the line on Farrell, and he just managed to fire the ball free. And Featherstone once again have the opportunity. Can they make it count this time? Trailing by 12 points to 10. So we approach the hour mark here in Sheffield. Still plenty of time on the clock. Featherstone need to start making some of these opportunities count as Aikens out the back. He's brought to ground in a good tackle over the top from Bauer. Batty was in there to help out. Slow play of the ball, 10 metres out. The pass comes firing back in field. Addy finds Albert, who finds Springer. Springer in traffic, looking to back his way up to the line. He's going to play the ball a metre short here. Jones out to Albert. Albert's going to be difficult to stop. Can he get to the ground here, Wellington Albert? He's over the line, but he hasn't got the ball down. And for about the 5th time in this game, Featherstone have had a man in the in-goal area not able to get the ball to ground. A real characteristic of Mark Aston's side's defence as Nakabawai now takes the ball out the back. He's standing in the tackle there. There's Sheffield jerseys in the picture in all directions. That'll be the last one for Featherstone. Just to the left-hand side of the post, a metre short. Jones out to Addy. Addy steps off his left foot, looking to just straighten things up. Danny Addy thought about reaching for the line. He's brought down half a metre short, and that will be a turnover. But not the worst result for Featherstone. Once again playing the ball and the game at the right end of the field, and this was very much the theme of the first half, with Sheffield unable to get up the other end of the field. Rarely had an opportunity in this second half. And Featherstone just need to keep plugging away here, keep taking petrol out of the Sheffield tank. Of course, Sheffield playing last week. Featherstone fresh off a week off as Wood almost slipped the net there, but brought to ground by Albert, 20 metres out. Batty out the back. Turner, they lose the ball again here. The offload to Turner. Turner's going to streak away and score! And a huge defensive play from Paul Turner once again. He came up off his edge. He forced the error from Corey Aston. The ball bounced into the path of Connor Jones, who had the presence of mind to give it to Paul Turner, who just raced away untouched under the post. And Featherstone, turning defence into attack, get reward for their efforts off the ball. They have the lead for the first time. It's now Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 14. And that play in particular, that last 5 minutes, will really please Coach James Ford. They haven't come up with the options with the ball that they would have liked, but their defensive effort, the tenacity in their defence in the last 3 sets in particular has been fantastic, forcing errors from Sheffield on every occasion, and this time getting points off the back of it. Paul Turner just streaking away to score underneath the post. Great piece of play defensively from Turner, and then from Jones to just supply the offload to the half-back. Scores underneath the post, and more importantly, Featherstone poking their noses in front for the first time in this game. Danny Addy from bang in front of the post should make this a 4-point advantage with just 16 minutes to go till full time. Addy pilots the ball between the sticks. There you have it. Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 16. And Sheffield now staring down the barrel of 3 straight defeats. Featherstone have been patient. Really stuck to the processes. And Corey Aston having a moment for Sheffield he'd like to forget there. Game back underway. The kick-off is a tricky one. Knocked backwards by Connor Bauer and picked up by Gaz Gale. And Featherstone manufacturing the ball there in a tricky situation. Bauer. Met front on by Farrell. Plays it on his 20. Springer. Comes forward again. Been impressive in his second stint so far, Gadwin Springer. Come forward again through Albert. The original pair of starting front row has really made an impact since coming back onto the field. The kick early along the deck from Addy is a good one. Turns Ben Jones-Bishop around. He takes it himself. And he goes down in the tackle of Lewis Johnson 20 metres out. Good set after points from James Ford's side. Dawson Jones comes forward. Put to ground on the 30. Dawson Jones has to play it a second time there, and now a third time. He's not playing it in the right place, apparently, Dawson Jones. As Miller comes forward. Plays it on the 40. Clark back on the field. Route one through the middle. Put to ground in the tackle from Springer. A little bit of a half break there. He plays it quickly. Sheffield have the impetus now. A quick pass from Guaze to Hodgson, who leaves Connor Jones behind. Jones is rattled in back play there, but Hodgson plays it 20 metres out. Pass out to Glover. Glover finds the kick. It cannons off Gareth Gale, and it's given us a knock on there. The big winger getting his hand to it. No doubt about it, really. Connor Jones looks okay, albeit a little bit shaken up there. He's got his head in an awkward position trying to make that tackle on Hodgson. Came reeling out of it, but he's back on his feet. The physio again says that he's okay to carry on. The Sheffield fans around us ramping up their support. They're trying to get behind their side here. Currently Featherstone holding that 4-point advantage, leading Sheffield by 16 points to 12. Scrum feed now, though, for Sheffield, who have the opportunity to get on a even keel again here as Wellham plays it quickly for Wood. Wood to Clark. Clark fires the pass out the back to Wood again, onto Hansen. Ball eventually finds its way out to Farrell. Farrell takes the odds to it, and he's brought to ground there by Turner. Plays it. Centre field now, they come. Hodgson. Good tackle from Wellington Albert, ball and all in the middle of the field. He plays it 5 metres out now. Options left and right, they come left. Aston digs in off his left foot. Coming across field, Corey Aston takes them on himself, and he's penalised in possession here, Corey Aston, for running around the back of his own man. The referee must have been waving for him to take the tackle, and an unhappy couple of minutes for the Sheffield halfback. And Sheffield getting things wrong with the ball there. Didn't throw a great deal at Featherstone in that set. Featherstone's defence sticking to the task, and the pressure that Featherstone have been mounting off the ball has been a real highlight so far of this second half performance as Addy puts the ball out on the touchline. This near touchline. The tap restart. Lewis Johnson now works his way up to the 40 on the first tackle. Jones out to Turner. Turner to Springer. Springer's got Wallace with him. He keeps hold of it himself. Trio of red jerseys around Springer. Such a hard man to bring down. Addy now. Out the back to Nakabawai. Nakabawai running back into the core of the Sheffield defence. Picks up 10 metres into Sheffield territory. Springer again, that 1-2 punch. Addy into the line to Aikens. Aikens to Turner. They've got them going backwards here. Turner skips, straightens up Paul Turner. Paul Turner still going, trying to get his arm free. Finds the offload for Jones. Now then, he gives it to Addy. Albert finds the offload for Addy. Again, Nakabawai gives it back to Addy. A couple of runarounds there. Minikin eventually has the ball. He slipped the net, Greg Minikin. Can he get the ball away? He's going to go close to scoring here, Greg Minikin. He goes down a half a yard short. Desperate defence from Sheffield. This will be the last one. Huge play coming up for Featherstone. Short side play. The kick ricochets off a couple of men. It's picked up by Minikin, and eventually there's a knock-on in there somewhere. It was AJ Wallace, I beg your pardon, who picked up the ball. The knock-on in the build-up, and that will be a turnover. Frantic play, sideline to sideline from Featherstone. And credit has to be given to Sheffield's defence there, because it looked on a number of occasions like Featherstone were going to score, and Sheffield defenders just getting enough people in the picture to save a certain four-pointer.
Eagles interchange off number 22, Kyle Wood, replaced by number 9, Bila Halafi.
But Sheffield again now having to clear their own line. Featherstone in no real mood to let them out the other end of the field here. We've got about 8 minutes to go till full time. It remains Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 16. Gwaze. Good low tackle there from Nakabawai. He's going to kick early here, Aston, looking for a 40-20, but Akins is alert to the danger. And it just takes a swerve, bounces back in field, and Akins dummies himself straight through the line into the defence of Sheffield there. And he'll play it 20 out. Minikin comes across field. Minikin wrestled to the ground by Clark. Flat pass there for Eden. Eden going across field. Barley bumps away from Glover. Ball smuggled out the back to Eden. Eden now, this is where he's dangerous. Into the backfield. Finds the pass there for Fishwick. Good low tackle there by Bauer. And he'll play it on halfway. Not sure whether the referee ruled a set restart there, but there was definitely a pull at the ball there from the Sheffield man, so this should be fresh tackles for Featherstone. We'll keep an eye on the play here as Gale comes forward again. Terrific run from Gaz Gale once again up to the 20 now inside Sheffield's half. Addy is the first receiver. Flat pass there for Nakabawai. Nakabawai just holds the ball in one hand. Still weighing up his options. Comes back through the middle of the field now. Alafihi, the Devil's own job to bring him to ground, eventually does so 5 metres out from the line, just to the left-hand side of the post. Which way are Featherstone going to come? They're going to come left. Akins out the back this time to Addy, gives it on to Minikin. Minikin trying to get to the line here, he's trying to get to ground. He's going to be bundled over the touchline now. And Sheffield's defence regrouping in that far corner. And hanging on once again, the home side. Still in this game, still 4 points the difference. Sheffield Eagles 12, Featherstone Rovers 16. Dawson Jones now. Comes forward. Plays it on the 20. They'll play it now, Gwaze, 40 metres out. Foster back on the field. Over the halfway line, they come through Clark. Clark, route one through the middle. About 6 minutes remaining here at Olympic Legacy Park. Aston going to kick it on the last. Puts it high. Gale takes it. And he's put to ground by Glover. Safe as houses under that one. Gale. Turner acting half to Akins now. Looking for that clearing run. Eden now. Rolling the sleeves up. Trying to take some pressure off the forwards. Play it 25 out. Addy acting half to Minikin. Minikin up to the 40. Five minutes to go here at Olympic Legacy Park. Sheffield 12, Featherstone 16. Listening live on FRTV. Last one for Featherstone. Ball comes back to Addy. They go wide here now to Turner. Turner weighs up the options. It's into the path of Barley. Barley dummies. And he's brought to ground. He's still going here. Connor Barley finds the offload for Turner. Turner is eventually tackled, and that will be the turnover 20 metres out. So, mad scramble defence needed from Sheffield again there. They're doing just enough to halt the progress of Featherstone. Miller now, taken by Jones. Johnson in there over the top to help as well. Dawson Jones. Put on his back, 40 metres away from his own line. Halafihi, they've stacked this short side. The pass comes to Farrell. Good ball and all tackle there by Barley. Sheffield on halfway. Clark takes the pass from Aston. Bumps out of a couple of tackles, finds the offload for Hansen, who gives it to Guaze. Guaze just straightens things up, and he'll play it 40 out from the Featherstone line. Couple of tackles still to come. They're going to kick early, in fact, Sheffield. Hansen puts it high. Over the top, it's taken by Eden. Eden finds the pass, and I don't know what he was trying to do there, as the pass goes into the arms of Chris Wellham, and Chris Wellham scores underneath the post. An absolute gift for Sheffield Eagles. As the kick came through, it was taken by Greg Eden. It was bundled backwards by the Sheffield defence. He must have thought he was going close to the touchline. He threw a pass to Caleb Aikins, who just went over the fullback's shoulder, straight into the arms of Chris Wellham. And Chris Wellham runs around untouched to score under the post. The Featherstone defenders didn't have enough time to react. And with just 3 minutes to go, disaster strikes for Featherstone Rovers as they go behind here. Well, they've got the chance of going behind the scoreline currently. Sheffield Eagles 16, Featherstone Rovers 16, but a kick to come crucially from bang in front of the post for the hosts. And really coming against the run of play. Featherstone have worked so hard in this second half to get themselves in a position to win this game. And with just 3 minutes to go till full time, could that be the mistake that's just blown the opportunity for Featherstone? Sheffield did not have to work for that try. It was handed to them on a plate, really. Just a mix-up between Eden and Aikins on the far side. Some dejected looking players in blue and white behind the sticks as Corey Aston has the conversion attempt from bang in front of the post to put Sheffield in front again here in the closing stages. And he makes no mistake from bang in front of the post. Sheffield Eagles 18, Featherstone Rovers 16. Featherstone need to be quick here. They can't ponder on that one. They've just got to let it go and try and get themselves an opportunity. Still a couple of minutes to go here.
Eagles conversion by number 6, Corey Aston.
As a short kick-off comes, but it's taken by Ben Jones-Bishop. It was a bit too far, that, for the chasers. They'd loaded Gaz Gale up on that far side with a kick, probably a yard or two too far in front. Could the game be gone here for Featherstone? You certainly like to think not, but time is very much running out now for Featherstone. There's Guaze now in possession. Bumps away from Jones, keeps coming forward. Aston to Farrell. Farrell stands in the tackle, still going Joe Farrell. As the kick comes from Aston over that touchline on the near side. Just running down the clock here. Can't be much more than 90 seconds to go. Apologies, we don't have the exact time in the ground here. But Featherstone trailing Sheffield now by 18 points to 16. An absolutely heartbreaking moment if you're a Featherstone fan. An error from Featherstone inside their own 20, giving Sheffield a gift 4-pointer underneath the post. Springer comes forward now, finds the offload for Fishwick. Fishwick keeps hold of it, still going forward, Zach Fishwick. Turner to Barley. Barley's held up. Just 5 metres Sheffield side of halfway. How long is left? The siren sounds in the background here. The ball is still live. Addy fires the ball over the top. It's taken into the back play comes Eden. Eden beats the tackle. He's left behind by Minikin and it's kicked out of play. And that will do it. And it does finish in heartbreak for Featherstone Rovers. This number of their players collapse to the ground. They can't believe what they've seen in the last few minutes. They trailed by 6 points at half time. But they came out much the stronger team in the second half and worked their way into a 16 points to 12 lead, courtesy of tries to Gareth Gale and Paul Turner. But with just 3 minutes to go, absolute disaster between Greg Eden and Caleb Akins. A miscommunication. The ball just popped up into the arms of Chris Wellham, who scored underneath the post for a converted try. And Sheffield feel like they'll very much have escaped with 2 competition points here. Featherstone, plenty to work on, some really good signs, especially how they defended in the second half, put Sheffield under so much pressure, but ultimately ending in disappointment and defeat for James Ford's men, who fall to their 3rd straight defeat. It's full time here at Olympic Legacy Park. It's finished Sheffield Eagles 18, Featherstone Rovers 16. Thank you very much for listening. Have a good afternoon. James Ford, obviously really disappointing way to lose the game there. Could you just give us your assessment of the game and your side's performance?
Yeah, you're right. Really disappointing way to lose the game. It's always disappointing to lose any game of rugby. So congratulations to Sheffield. They found a way to win at the end, or we found a way to lose it at the end. I saw a side that's improved. I know the things that we're going after the Swinton, our contact was miles better today. We really put ourselves about. Some of the shape that we had around Danny Addy was better. We didn't always pick the right passes, but we created some half opportunities and some opportunities that we didn't take. So look, we're all absolutely gutted to lose the game, but there's a team in there. There's a team in there. We're all really together, and we'll keep batting away and we'll get it right sooner rather than later.
You seem to really dominate the middle. You made a few changes to your forwards and they really sort of took it to Sheffield physically. Were you pleased with how they sort of laid the platform throughout the game?
Yeah, the starting middles especially I thought were outstanding. Gadwin, Ben, and that's Wellington's best game for us this season. It's real strength of carry. A couple of good offloads, a bit more measured than previous weeks. And we rolled some really. We rolled them, and we really strangled the life out of Sheffield. The reason they were in front at half time, mate, is because we gave 3 or 4 really preventable yardage penalties away. Late hits and high tackles. I think throwing a couple of errors in there, not too many in the first half, certainly in the first half of the first half. And it gifted Sheffield an opportunity with the ball. And look, they're a really attack-minded team. They're really good with the ball. They try and stretch teams. And on the large, we handle them okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, ill-discipline seemed to be the only way they could get upfield in the first half. Second half, you really sort of seemed to tighten that up and really attacked with your defence and got yourself in front. That must have been quite pleasing.
Yeah, certainly from where we were a couple of weeks ago against Swinton. Obviously, we've gone after RD a fair bit in that period. So absolutely delighted with the progress that we've made. Just conceded 18 points and I think we could have done better on them all. So there's still some distance for us to travel, that's for sure. But we, like I said, we're really, really, really together, and we're going to work really hard at continuing to improve.
Just lastly, it's obviously you can't plan for things like that at the end of the game to sort of let the game slip away. Obviously, the boys will be disappointed. What should be your key message to the boys to try and lift them after that one? Yeah,
well, we've lost by 2 points away to the team that's third in the table. We're the only team to beat the team at the top, and we beat Widnes who are second, unless the league's changed that I'm unaware of. So there's a team there, and although Greg's come up with an error and hurt us at the end, but there's 80 other minutes of the game where we could have found little wins to tip the game in our balance. It's certainly not one individual's fault. We'll stay together and we'll continue to improve.
Cheers.